episode 880 of Hard Factor News. It is Wednesday, February 16th, 2022. Thank you for cheating on the news with us. We got Mark, Pat, Wes, and I'm Will to talk with you today about what, Pat, and a cup of coffee?
All sorts of stuff, man. Just, what's going on. We're talking about, there's news in the Giuffre, and Prince Andrew's situation. There's some good news in a child abduction for once.
I'm assuming the Prince Andrew news is bad, usually bad when he's involved, right?
I mean, we're just going to talk about the human condition a little bit. And
what's the good news of the child abduction? It didn't happen?
Well, this is a tease, Mark, here at the top.
Oh, good.
If I told you the whole thing, then this whole part of the segment would be pointless.
They killed the kid right away, so it didn't ruin his life.
Hopefully, there's a happy twist.
No, I mean, this is,
right.
I'm not Wessing it or marking it now.
Okay.
I'm covering this because it's a feel good.
Is this a which one's worse?
No, I don't think that's a good. I mean, I'll reiterate my feelings about that segment. I think it's a good segment in theory. I think it's structured well, but I think some of the content that comes
it's
in
like
there
a game you get to pick
is really just a bummer.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm excited. Good tease.
Bummer.
Mark, what's in the TikTok International Moment today?
First of all, I'd like to say it sounds like episode 888 is coming up soon, which is
That's
awesome.
right.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's probably the coolest one before 1,000,
Yeah.
right?
Hell yeah. Yeah, 888 is going to be badass.
Wes, are you going to fill us in what the
777 was cool too.
The significance of 888 in the Vietnamese community is? I know there's something, but I don't know what it is.
No, but one of the best Vietnamese restaurants in Austin is called 888.
Well, we might be able to read a Yelp review from Wes from 888 too.
You might be
left
able
one.
to.
I'm a little mad.
On 888 day.
I lost Wes's Yelp reviews.
You can find them. They're still
we can
there.
find him. He left one for 888 for sure.
There's no way he's deleting those things.
Yeah, and okay, so we have a which one's worse in the TikTok International Moment in terms of, well, it's very obvious which one's worse. One is a country that treats its citizens really poorly, and one is one that treats their citizens really well, and it's between Russia and Belgium. So you can guess now or wait to find out.
Okay, easy one.
Yeah,
It's a pop quiz. It's going to be easy. Spoiler alert. Well, Wes, what do you got today?
I'm going to be covering the very interesting topic of baptisms. Yes. So
Nice.
get ready.
Oh, you did it.
Have you? Who's been baptized? Show of hands.
Oh, I'm the only one.
Mark, you're the only one not baptized.
Wow.
Oh no.
Wow.
Straight the hell.
That's on my Irish Catholic parents who went to Catholic school until they were 20.
Oh shit.
Need to be saved.
They're in trouble.
Yeah.
Father Brian, you gotta help this guy. And at the end, it's invasion.
Irish and Italian. Irish and Italian.
Italians, most that's surprising. Most Italians baptized, you'd think.
I know.
Well, it's Invasion Day, guys. At the end, it's February 16th, day 30 of the imminent invasion of the Ukraine by Russia.
Isn't today the day they said?
Today's the day. It's definitely going to happen today. So we're going to talk about that all day tomorrow.
Okay.
So I'm taking this opportunity today because it's definitely going to happen, the invasion. And then today, I'd like to take this opportunity to look inward at the good old US of A in another America corner.
Beautiful. That's why the shirt.
Yeah, you got the
That's
shirt
right.
on.
Red, white, and blue.
Looking good.
Stars and straps, buddy.
Hell yeah. Well, let's just jump right in there. Was it Wes Thompson that the reviews were? I can't remember. All right.
Maybe.
The username.
Let's just jump right in there because you can search within reviews, but I couldn't find it. So,
Yeah. Cup of coffee in the big time.
all right, guys, cup of coffee in the big time, right? It's quick coffee. You're in the league for just a second and you're gone before you know it. Like the headlines of today.
Yep.
It's National Almond Day. So there goes a lot of water.
So you were saying, you said something about the
48 gallons per pistachio.
Is that for real?
It's a lot. There's like
It's an estimate.
big,
No wonder
big,
nuts are so expensive.
big nut, which is
pistachio.
an awesome. Big nut's awesome.
That
just
can't
in
be
general.
right. 48 gallons per pistachio.
It's not
wanna
that.
Google
It's not
that.
that. It's not that much. But they're constantly getting in environmental battles. The big pistachio, big nuts are always like dealing with California.
They need more water.
environmentalists.
We were talking about that the other day. Yeah.
Big nut is burying me.
1.1 gallons per nut of
Per
almond,
nut.
Almond or pistachio.
That's a lot of fucking water per nut, though, for real.
Right. It's still a lot. It's a nut. It's tiny. You
Big
gotta-
nut needs to stay hydrated.
Yeah. I mean, you think about Well, you're shut. Well, pistachios at least have a natural barrier to slow you down. Almonds, you're just slamming them.
The problem with
face.
Well, no, pistachios too, though. If they're shelled, because I like to buy them shelled and then mix it up. I do a cashew, pistachio, almond mix it up in a jar, and you got to get them shelled. You can house pistachios if they're already shelled. The
problem with big nut is if they don't get enough water, it starts to stink. You don't want to have a big nut, no water.
We got to rework that. It's good. There's something there.
Keep your big nuts clean.
Their loads, they yield loads of stinky loads if you don't have enough water. That big nut.
Point is, every time you're eating an almond or a pistachio, just pour a whole gallon of water out on the floor, because that's what you're doing. You're wasting water.
Well, that's just double. No, I mean, the water died so you could enjoy the nut. I mean,
the water died.
That's what you're paying for.
Not like they grow on asparagus. You need water.
All right, that was a fun fact for today too. Is it's 48 gallons per nut of pistachio. It's National Do a Grouch a Favor Day, so I'm waiting.
I've got some conflicting information on the 48 gallons.
Well, it's a lot. 1937, nylon was patented. Nylon, so huge for parachutes.
Are you waiting for someone to do you a favor?
Just saying.
Because you're a grouch?
We got it all day today.
Okay.
All day long. My DMs are open.
All right.
1923, the tomb of King Tutankhamun, King Tut, was discovered in 1922, was opened in 1923 on this day. And since then, Egypt has been in a state of turmoil.
Well, it wasn't in a state of turmoil prior to that as well. I mean, it wasn't
but really,
it wasn't like that introduced turmoil to Egypt. Didn't
wasn't
they have
it?
the whole plague and everything? Like,
locusts.
Moses. Yeah, like they had a lot of stuff happen in Egypt.
The aliens helped them build the pyramids. That couldn't have
Right.
been. That was stressful, I'm sure.
just saying, man. If you come across, but for real, you come across a tomb, you let the tomb lie, bro.
Egypt has got to be
treasure in that tomb, buddy.
It's a good point, Wes. Egypt's got to be one of the creepiest nations. In terms of, I'm not trying to be offensive. What I'm saying is, like, they're cracking open sarcophagi on a regular basis. They had like all the biblical things happen there. It's like a ghost nation almost.
Isn't that what happens in The Mummy? They open a sarcophagi
Egypt,
and
right? And all those movies. The new one with Tom Cruise, the old one with Brendan Fraser. It's always the damn opening of the sarcophagus.
Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones.
This can't be right. Google is claiming it's 1.1 gallon per one
That's what I said.
almond. That can't be right, can it?
No, that's what I'm saying.
And they said, so 1,900
gallon.
gallons for a pound. If you eat a pound of almonds, if you're on the couch and you eat a pound of almonds, that's 1,900 gallons of water.
Think about how many gallons you waste when you drink almond milk.
Oh, man.
No, I don't like that. I don't like that line of thinking.
Yeah, well, you got to think about it now, don't you?
We should
All I
clear
have
that
to
up.
do is cut out nuts completely, and I can fill up my baby pool as often as I want and feel good about it.
1 gallon of almond milk is probably 1,000 gallons of water.
Why don't someone Google it?
It's not that much, is it?
Google
How many
it.
almonds go into a gallon of oil? This is too much, man.
A lot.
Mark,
No.
I'll Google it.
Here's what I'll tell you. A lot of the
Way
A lot
too
of the
much math.
pistachios and almonds and shit are grown in the part of California that was supposed to be a fucking desert, right? But then we trucked in the water from up north to make it not a desert. And it's a
Hoover
real
Dam,
nightmare.
Right? Doesn't the Hoover Dam?
It's a real nightmare out there. The Hoover Dam played into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's talk about how are we looking, Mark? Am I
It's hard. You can keep going.
okay?
I'm listening. Multitasking.
Quick trending mention here. So remember how we were pretty excited about Prince Andrew getting totally roasted in the civil case from Giuffre, Amanda Giuffre, Virginia Giuffre. Mark messed me up the other day. She's
Giuffre.
calling her Amanda.
Giuffre. Yeah.
Anyway, but then remember how we talked a little bit about how she'd already received 6 figures in a previous settlement from Epstein. So she was probably pursuing this civil litigation specifically so that the actual details of her sexual assaults and trafficking would come out in court, and that she would go to court because she could easily find an attorney who was willing to take that case on spec, right, on settlement spec, because she wasn't going to, necessarily incur law charges from lawyers. So it was really just a valiant. Well, that was all bullshit, okay? Because she settled with Prince Andrew. She just settled with him.
We knew he was going to do this.
But this one was way more, probably, right?
Way
she
more
got a
than
shitload of
250
money.
or whatever.
Yeah, she got a
shitload of
5 to
money.
10 million.
Well,
probably.
also the other
entire
girls.
chalet.
The other girls are saying that they don't want to testify again because of how traumatic it was, and Ghislaine is already going to plan an appeal or try to get a retrial. So
would you want to testify after you saw what happened to Epstein in jail and the Ghislaine mockery trial where they didn't even like name anyone? Like,
definitely not.
What's the point of testifying in this? In this,
basically, the Crown's money is
just
get
killed.
Is starting what Tartaglione. Finishing what Tartaglione started.
Yeah.
The Crown's coming in for the Stone Cold Stunner after Tartaglione started it in the cell with Epstein, and now this is just done.
Yeah.
Everybody's safe.
It's
Clinton's
over.
Safe. Trump's safe. Gates safe. Everybody who's on Epstein Island safe.
You can never bug. I mean, look, you can never blame a victim for not following it through. It's their burden to carry. It's
not blaming a victim.
No, I'm not either. I am saying I wish the greater good probably would be that it went to trial and all this shit came out.
This is powerful elites in the government silencing.
They've been let down by the process so far, Pat. It would be, not only would you have to come forward, which is tough to do, you have to come forward knowing that you're going up against the billionaires and that it's been a mockery up until this point, that they haven't really had your back. That's a big ask.
I understand.
Yeah.
But
it's over. It's over. They've killed it.
In the civil trial, OJ, that's where he lost. Buckingham Palace, you guys may remember in January, said Andrew would no longer be known as His Royal Highness and instead be known as, quote, old creepy Andrew.
That's right.
So
that's true. That's about all the punishment, and they had to pay some millions to Giuffre. And it looks like anywhere between 60 to 400 almonds in it. I guess probably the quality of almond milk.
Check this out.
So 30. That's for a half a gallon, Wes. So so double it. So do 60 to 450 for a gallon.
They did the math.
Let's go with the max. 30. Right, exactly. But
33 to 250 gallons of water in
for a half a gallon. Right. Mm-hmm. So double that for a gallon.
Oh,
yikes!
I'm off the almond milk. Starting
a lot of
now.
Water. I just got on the nuts. I'm loving them actually. So
the nut milk.
Call me the water hog,
I love the nut milk.
I gobbled down a handful of nuts right before the show. Delicious.
I mean,
they're good for your heart, Will.
They're like telling you not to wash your car on certain days of the week. These pieces of shit, and there's nut farms going on.
Yeah, these almond milk people.
Give me a break.
Give me almond milk.
All right, guys, let's do number 3 real quick. Sandy Hook victims have settled a civil lawsuit with gunmaker Remington Arms Company. They'll have to pay the families of the murder victims $73 million. That's a total settlement. So what is that? About 21 kids murdered, Mark, $73 million. What is that per kid?
73 million. What was the other number?
About 21 kids murdered.
3 so divided by what?
That seems worth it. Yeah, the settlement is the largest of its kind.
Quantify a human life for sure.
No, you can't. It's the largest of its kind, and the first since a federal law was enacted in 2005, providing gun makers with broad protection from liability in the wrongful use or unlawful use of their weapons. You guys remember Adam Lanza, the weirdo-faced motherfucking piece of shit, 20-year-old Sandy Hook gunman? He used an AR-15 style rifle made by Bushmaster, a company that's owned by Remington. And AR-15 style rifles made by Bushmaster been used in several mass shootings in recent years: Las Vegas, Sutherland Springs, Parkland, Florida, Pittsburgh. The rifle was initially given its name, the Bushmaster, because of its intended use in the outdoors, but has since been given the unofficial nickname of Last Period.
What's their liability as opposed to the store that sold it to them?
I don't know. I mean, effectively, it's just there's look. Here's the deal. There is something that can be done. People are saying that nothing can be done, and that's an unacceptable thing to say. So this is a start, right? If you start putting the pressure on the gun makers, right, who have had broad protections, not saying that they're exactly at fault here, but this is a drop in the bucket, so to speak, for Remington.
It kind of quiets down the banning talk when they pay people off. I think
something's got to happen.
Yeah, it just actually extends the fact that they'll never make legislation. Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yes, I know. This is actually pretty big. This is pretty big. It's
the first of its kind where they're suing. The
first of its kind.
Right?
You start hitting people in the pocketbook
where they've been awarded the lawsuit. They've sued them.
And it's the same deal with like the Sacklers, man. Like it's not exactly the same, right? Because obviously guns don't have to addict people and get them thrown into some sort of addictive rage or ruin their lives, but they do in some instances. So
didn't that all get overturned, the Sacklers?
No, the Sacklers owe billions, and they're losing in state court after state court after state court.
The states that it happens in have
state by
limits.
state.
A lot of them.
Right.
Yeah,
I thought
it's
one
not
of the states that was big overturned.
Yes, one of the states has a limit. Well, they were
Other
guilty,
states
but
have
they only had
smashed
to
them.
pay like.
I have a request.
Almost
Whoever's doing
nothing.
audio and video edit, can we edit out that loser's name, that mass shooter? 'Cause
Yeah,
we're
he's a
not
piece of
supposed-
shit.
Yeah, we're not.
Anyway,
supposed to
point
say
being, guys,
names.
regardless of how you feel about
bleep that out. Yeah.
regardless of how you feel about gun control,
Put
right?
do we have a clip of the Macho Man saying asshole?
Oh
or
no!
dickhead,
Yeah,
or jackass,
Yeah,
or like
Put
just
it over his-
anything offensive.
a fart.
regardless how you feel about gun control, this is a
Put a
this is a
fart
step
noise over it.
towards something. So it's a step towards something, which is a good thing. Put some pressure here, and hopefully it'll make some movement wherever it needs to get moved. So there you go. Number 2, a feel good missing girl story. Right.
Here we go.
So a little girl named Paisley Schultes, Paisley spelled Paislee, if that gives you any
How else would you spell it?
indication of
This is in
where
the South,
Paisley
isn't it?
might go to school, either a state school or a private school.
Maybe EIGH, but I mean, what else do you want?
Uh-huh.
You expected a Y at the end there?
She went missing 2 years ago at the age of 4. She was presumed abducted. Pretty horrible stuff. They've been looking for her for 2 years.
Damn, so from a daycare.
It wasn't from her daycare, but it might have been from. It didn't, unless you know that. I didn't see that. I
I'm
didn't
saying a 4-year-old is probably at daycare.
She was
right. But she was abducted. It could have been from a daycare. She disappeared. They thought she was dead. Monday, police were searching her non-custodial parents' home, so like the biological parents, I guess, the dad and the mom. And a police officer saw something funny on a basement staircase, I guess.
So non-custodial just means the parent that one of her biological parents that isn't her caretaker currently.
Sure.
Yeah, this is starting off pretty dark.
Well, look, a police officer looked and he saw something in between the stairs of this one staircase, shined his flashlight in there, and bam, inside was 6-year-old Paisley.
Holy moly!
Wow.
Yeah,
The NCP stole her from the daycare or
Those
wherever.
are some
Damn.
clean looking stairs too, huh?
they were not
That's
clean.
not a lot of room in there.
Those are stairs that are have no steps on them. Just
Yeah. She
It's
didn't
a
live
well.
in there. She was just being
Stairwell.
hidden in there during the search.
okay.
And her mom was in there too.
What?
Whoa!
Mhm.
He abducted both of them. He abducted
No.
the CP and the child.
The mom and the dad did not have custody, and they are the people who abducted Paisley.
Why was the mom hiding there and silence the kid, or is it because she can't tell a lie? He's like, you got to go under the stairs too because you're going to open your big mouth during the investigation.
Have to hold her mouth closed.
I know, it's to hold her mouth closed, right?
Yeah.
Very
God.
sweet little Paisley.
So she had been given up for adoption through the courts, probably.
Probably,
and then they abducted the mom that she went to.
Either that or they were taken.
If it's both biological parents, is what you're saying, right?
She might have been taken from them because the parents were losers.
Yeah, I think they were probably unfit, as they say.
It happens. Yeah,
Yeah,
they try. I mean, they give them every
I don't
opportunity to
know.
get the kid back. Usually, the bio
Let's not
parents.
jump to conclusions, shoving her in the staircase. And
Seems
Right,
like-
probably criminals.
Yeah.
Good guess.
know.
Good,
Who knows?
good assumption.
But yeah,
The first
Detective
place you
Eric
look, though,
Field,
huh?
he noted that something appeared odd about the staircase, saw a blanket after flashing a light between the steps, and bam, there was Paisley Schultes. I guess Socrates police were looking for her after she went missing from Cayuga Heights. These are upstate New York towns in 2019. Detectives used a tool to remove the wooden steps, and that is when detectives saw a pair of tiny feet.
Wow.
So that's pretty cool.
The officer said, I thought it was weird when I stepped on the stair and it said, ow.
So,
Yeah.
So now they're ripping her away from her biological parents.
I guess they're ripping her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Her life sucks.
Tearing her
That's
from her
terrible.
mom's arms, literally.
Here's,
So
a
wait,
fur-
this was a
This is
feel
terrible,
good?
Pat.
here's a further feel good. Both Cooper and Kirk Schultes Jr.
Bonded
were
with them.
arrested, along with Kirk Schultes Sr., the grandfather. After
So her
the
whole
little-
family's in jail.
Yeah, they all got in on it.
after the little girl was removed from her home on her way to the police station, they passed a McDonald's, and she told the detectives, "I haven't had McDonald's in such a long time." So they said, "That's nice. Maybe you'll get it one day."
Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
They turned around and they got her a Happy Meal. So I thought that was cool.
There you go.
All right. All right,
That's
guys.
happy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Finally, the top story of the
No
day.
trauma there.
Uh-huh.
She's going to be fine.
She'll be
Yeah,
okay.
that's the top story of the day.
The cream of the crop!
This one's pretty good. On Monday, guys, a judge ruled that Heather Morgan, a.k.a. Razzhelkahn, should be released on bail after her and her husband were arrested for allegedly helping launder billions of dollars worth of stolen Bitcoin. Remember Razzhelkahn, bad bitch?
Does she need an agent?
She should get one, bro.
She's going to sue us for sure for all the content that we use.
Oh, yeah, but we could help her get to the top of the charts. Come on.
Yeah, stick around if you want to hear a little bit more Razzhelkahn.
Oh, nice. You found some more bangers?
Play some new Razzhelkahn here.
She's got a good discography.
Yeah, Morgan and her husband, Dutch Liechtenstein, were allegedly granted bail last week by another judge, but then the government was like, wait a minute. Should we let these people out? They have a lot of Bitcoin.
They did launder like $1 billion in Bitcoin.
Getting high in the cemetery.
There was a
How are your pancakes? How are the pancakes? Are you gonna eat them?
I'm doing a thing like I make fun of social interactions on social platforms.
Yeah. There was a stay on that bail order, and then essentially the Dutch Liechtenstein was held, but she got bail. Real quick, interesting story. Getting a little bit deeper. May 3rd, 2020, a fraction of the Bitcoin went from the cluster of the Bitcoin to an exchange that sells prepaid gift cards. In return, a $500 gift card for a Walmart was sent to a Russian registered email address. The transaction, however, was conducted via an IP address linked to a cloud service provider in New York that investigators linked to Mr. Liechtenstein, according to agents.
Wow. So he got caught just being off VPN, basically.
They were literally siphoning off $500 gift cards at a time. That's what they were doing.
Any good scam does that. Yeah, any good scam uses a gift card scam.
For 6 years. I mean, these motherfuckers were good at it. So
portions of the gift cards filing said were redeemed through Walmart's phone app, and these purchases were conducted online using Mrs. Morgan's name, using one of her emails, and the couple's apartment address was provided for delivery.
Oh, well, why are they letting her out then? They should keep her till the court date.
Dude, check this shit out.
They don't want to deal with her in there.
They're such idiots.
She's singing.
She's getting high. Yeah, she's rapping.
They're such idiots. They were made aware of the investigation in November when their ISP, their internet service provider, told them that authorities had sought records pertaining to the couple in a subpoena a year earlier.
Well, that's a bad letter.
Right. However,
laundering billions in crypto.
However, when they searched the apartment, apparently their cat had gone under the bed. So they were like, can we get our cat? And she tried to coax the cat out. While doing that, she grabbed a phone that was on a nightstand and tried to enact some sort of locking mechanism on it.
Yeah.
They also had $40,000 in cash, a plastic baggie marked, quote, burner phone, more than 50 electronic devices.
I just did the math. They would have needed $800,500 gift cards to.
They were ready to do it. They were ready to do it. I mean, they were taking their time, but they were ready to do it.
It's a lot of gift cards.
Last time someone stole my credit card, that's what they did. They bought like $500 worth of Chipotle gift cards.
It's so awesome because these people are like low-level scammers, but they did it on such a massive scale.
Well, I think they were just laundering. I don't know exactly. Well, it'll come out.
There's probably another mastermind. Yeah, they're at the top level. There's one level above them, but they're the second tier level. They're not like Ponzi's or whatever. They're involved heavily, and they probably know who the top level people are. Dude, or at least their usernames. Like
there's one guy,
Lord Voldemort.
Right. There's a group of people or a person who hacked the transactions, and then these people just were the ones who are always going to get caught with it because they had to carry the bag.
We only use their usernames.
Some genius has to meet with them for pancakes every month. He's just like, I gotta go meet these idiots for pancakes again. Fuck my life.
But when your internet service provider tells you that the government subpoenaed your internet records, like burn everything.
Yeah.
You know? Anyway, whatever. Here's Crocodile of Wall Street from Razzhelkahn, aka Miss Morgan.
Most original. This song is for the entrepreneurs and hackers, all the misfits and smart slackers. Razzhelkahn, the Versace better win. Come real far, but don't know where I'm heading. Motherfucking Crocodile of Wall Street. Silver on my fingers and boots on my feet. Always be a goat, not a goddamn sheep. Email me, fuck your message at the beep. Beep, 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 beep. Spirit of a revolutionary, power of a dictator. Love to be contrary, but I'm fly like a gator. I got pilot blood, I'm
I mean, this woman sucks at rapping. She sucks worse than the other Heather Morgan, if you know what I mean.
So a Bedouin is a come on. It's a nomadic Arab of the desert.
Yeah, Versace Bedouin.
I don't know if she should use sheep in the song. There you go. Watch.
Silver on my fingers and boots on my feet. Always be a goat, not a goddamn sheep.
Yeah, goddamn sheep. She should stop saying sheep in her songs.
Yeah, avoid
She's got a crew and everything.
Yeah, she does. This is high production value.
Well, she used a lot of the laundering money. This was part of the scheme.
You really want to bang. Always run the guilt game ever since I was 15.
Like
I
a
like
hot
it. I like
grandma,
her
you
music.
always want to bang,
A
always run the
rapper,
guilt
an
game.
economist, a journalist, a writer, a CEO.
So apparently she was writing columns
Look at that
for
ass.
Forbes.
Dirty hoe. Better than most writers, creepier than most girls, weirder than most rappers.
She hired girls to that could actually twerk. I mean, this is pretty. This is a high production value.
This is my least favorite of the three so far.
I agree, but this is the most production value of the three.
I'm
This
very
is
confused about why she's
$30,000 shoot.
saying she's an Arab, a Khan, a Bedouin. Like, what's she's the whitest person I've ever seen.
This is a $2,000 shoot.
Yeah, she's Turkish though. Well, that's what she likes to tell you. She's
Heather
a Turkish
Morgan?
bitch. Well, she's got a little bit of Turkish in her.
Yeah, so
like
did
what,
the other
like
Heather Morgan. I
8%?
think her husband was Turkish.
She had a lot of Turkish.
Who's the other Heather Morgan?
He was
I
fully,
deep throat.
fully Russian.
Deep throat.
Come on.
Ilya
Remember that
was
show?
Very
Yeah.
Russian.
All right. That's that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't say.
Come
Come
on.
get your Turkish sausage.
Come on. Come on.
Dude, Ilya was not laying pipe. That's for sure.
Come on.
know.
There's a
No.
there was that was not a sexually fulfilling relationship. I don't think.
No, he was providing enough money for her to rap, and she was getting her release in the rap songs. Yeah.
Right. I don't think Ilya was laying down smooth lines about how he's banging in her.
No.
Oh, it was Heather Brooke I was thinking of, damn.
Oh shit! You had me, Heather Brooke. Thank God. We
Katie Morgan, Heather Brooke. I
I
met
thought you
We
were
would've
talking about
got-
Katie Morgan.
We would have got crucified had you not fact checked that. Jesus.
I thought you were thinking
Heather,
of Katie Morgan.
Heather
Yeah.
Brooke, take
Got it.
Quick trip to my bookmarks.
All right, guys. Before I get to the story, let's do a little business. What is HelloFresh? Do you know? Well, HelloFresh, with it, you get farm fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. Skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. That's why it's America's #1 meal kit. So they offer convenient, contact-free delivery right to your doorstep. Cooking, you can cook with the whole family. The recipes are easy to follow, quick to make, steps, pictures that will guide you along the way. It's easy to do. You can't mess it up. HelloFresh is 30% cheaper than shopping at your local grocery store, too. Plus, you skip those checkout lines. Enjoy restaurant quality meals for less in the comfort of your home. HelloFresh's gourmet recipes like balsamic fig sirloin are over 72% cheaper than an average restaurant meal. That's according to Zagat's dining survey. They offer a bunch of different recipes, 50 weekly recipes actually, featuring a range of flavors, cuisines, ingredients. So if you're vegetarian, if you're vegan, they got you covered. Anything you want. There's something for everyone. Over 90% of ingredients are sourced directly from farmers to ensure only the freshest produce and proteins are delivered right to your front door. So, get cozy, warm yourself from the inside out with limited time recipes inspired by cozy classics from around the world. Beef tenderloin and cheese fondue. Wow. Miso, sesame, shrimp, and bacon ramen. Whoa. HelloFresh is 72% cheaper than a restaurant meal. Again, save a lot of money. I love it. I cook with my little guy, save time. Never have to forget an ingredient, go back out to the grocery store, leave him by himself, So
Plus,
They
it's
had
a great way to learn to cook too.
that's
They had a
actually right.
huge Super Bowl ad. They're doing well.
Yeah. So
the year.
go to
Yeah, it's their year.
It's their year. Go to HelloFresh.com/hardfactor16 and use code hardfactor16 for up to 16 free meals and 3 free gifts. That's HelloFresh.com/hardfactor16 and use code hardfactor16 for up to 16 free meals and 3 free gifts. HelloFresh is America's #1 meal kit.
Yeah, you got to use our code because that's how they know that you're listening to the show, and that's how they'll keep
That's right.
working.
Pretty
with us.
sure we're also the only people in the world with the 16 free. That's too many. No, I don't.
It's a lot.
Yeah, they
I'll
gave
tell
us
you-
those.
Mistake that they'll honor.
I'll tell you what was also a good offer. If you ever saw this view, it was an offer you didn't want to refuse.
Oh, right. Heather. Now I get it.
Heather
Brooke.
Brooke. Yeah.
How did I confuse those two?
I don't know.
It's Katie Morgan, Heather Brooke. I was conflating them in my head, but what a conflation. Am I right?
Yeah.
Right.
We get a
not
face
bad.
smash.
That's a whole lot better than what the real Heather
Like
Morgan's
to be in your head right now. Okay, let's move on. As we talked about in the beginning, Will asked you guys if you've ever been baptized, and Mark's the only one that hasn't. But Pat and Will, do you guys remember your baptism?
Yeah, mine was done. I was a Protestant, so it was done like older. I think usually it's done older for at least the sect I was. I don't know. Yeah, it was done when I was older.
I don't remember.
Yeah, neither do I. I was a baby. But if you are old enough to remember your baptism, maybe you just found God, or you got reborn, or you had to convert and accept Christ as your savior for a hot piece of Christian ass. Whatever the reason. If you can remember, I want you to think real hard, because this is a matter of life and death, really. Okay. Did the priest who baptized you say, "I baptize you in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit," or did they say, "We baptize you in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit"?
Wow.
I hope it was we, because that sounds better.
Whoa, Mark, you would not have been saved if that's the case.
I was going to say, I think it was I.
Okay, good. Well, then you're okay, Will. You are fine. You're saved.
Because it's the one guy in the tub with you.
But what
and
about-
I think he
what
says
about-
it.
God
in the tub with you?
God channeling through
Right.
you. What tub
Well, no,
were you in?
You're exactly right, Pat. They're reenacting
Sitting behind you.
John.
It was no. I remember it was we, because it was 3 guys in the tub.
It was 8 dudes in the tub. But it's the one guy. They're reenacting John the Baptist, so he probably has to say, "I baptized you in the name of Christ," right? Because he's reenacting John the Baptist, right? The baptism.
Yes. Listen, these are, Will, you're absolutely right. These are very strict rules. And because of this, there's like thousands of people that are, have been living this their whole life, not Christian. Okay. Just wandering aimlessly with purpose, but a false purpose. You see,
Well, who's the asshole that said we baptize you?
his name is Reverend Andres Arango. Here he is. He was leading baptisms at St. Gregory Catholic Church in Phoenix when someone in the crowd noticed a little something off. Instead of saying, "I baptize you," Reverend Arango said, "We baptize you." And now everyone that he's baptized the past 20 years, up until June 17th, 2021, until they finally corrected this idiot. I'm talking thousands of people, Brazil, San Diego, then Phoenix, everywhere this guy went. He was basically just holding a very ceremonious dunking, not a baptism.
What does he have? Split personalities? What's with the we?
I don't know.
He probably, like you said, Mark, he felt like it was more powerful, more official, because there is more people on stage, but there's only him in the tub with you. And he should have been
in the tub with you.
Well, I think is this guy Catholic, or is this, or what, which, because I think it matters.
I believe it's Catholic. It's the diocese.
If you've seen Righteous Gemstones, that was my style.
Yeah.
Like where you're in the pool. And
Yeah.
they
you can
dunk
do it in
you
a river. You can do it in a.
But this maybe he's just standing there with like the other people up on like who are dropping the water on the baby.
I think
And he's there
Catholics,
with other
Catholics
people.
just do a
He's
little bit of water on the
he's
baby.
like, we.
Yeah.
Honey, I don't
Just drop
look.
it.
I'm okay with
Baby
this.
pool. It's like a
Whatever.
bird pool.
Whatever you want for his religion, but that man better get out of the tub with our child.
Yeah.
For babies, they don't bring them in the tub.
What do you mean you're doing a dry run?
No, for
Although-
babies, you'll see later.
Although I gotta say, my daughter's doing great at swim lessons. 5-second
good.
dunks now.
Nice.
Nice. That's very
That's
important.
awesome.
She's gonna crush her baptism. It's her choice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She'll be fine. Anyway, now all these people, they need to be rebaptized before they die. Otherwise, they will most certainly go to hell. Okay. Just look at this statement put out by the Diocese of Phoenix regarding this scandal. Here's their website that they addressing the validity of baptisms. They said, "We are saddened to announce some difficult information regarding baptisms performed by Reverend Andres Arango, a priest of the Diocese of Phoenix, who also had been a member of the Udist religious community. After careful study, it has been determined that the words Father Andres used for the sacrament of baptism has been incorrect, and all of the baptisms he performed until June 17, 2021 are presumed invalid."
This is ridiculous.
Isn't this crazy?
This is ridiculous.
This is money making by the church, right?
Yeah,
Like
they got to get them all rebaptized.
Yeah. They wanted to say all baptisms performed by Father Andres after June 17, 2021 are presumed valid and do not need to be repeated. So they're telling you before this, now you got to go back and get
This is like that Wheel of Fortune final puzzle where she paused too long. Remember, she
Yeah.
solved
Well,
the
it's also,
answer.
also think about this. Like it's bullshit. Like
is
if
bullshit.
if one word, it's like it's a
This is
spell.
so I'm saying
It's
this
like
is bullshit.
It was
Close enough. Yeah.
Shouldn't the intent be like kind of the
Yes,
thing? Like when
that's
you're
what
in
I'm
the
saying.
ceremony for the church or whatever.
It,
Like
it wouldn't have been a big deal, but back in 2020, this exact question was asked of the Vatican if they could use the word "we," and the Vatican said, "Nope, no, you can't."
This one they're sure of.
Yeah, they know that you got to say "I." So, so what does this mean? Well, it means that Reverend Arango means that his life is over. He's resigned in disgrace from the church, saying, "quote It saddens me to learn that I have performed invalid baptisms throughout my ministry as a priest by regularly using an incorrect formula. I deeply regret my error and how this has affected numerous people in your parish and elsewhere." What does it mean for marriages performed between two people? One being one of Father Arango's dunking victims. Is that marriage now invalid in the eyes of the church? Some say so. So now you got to get rebaptized and remarried. And can you imagine couples are finding out that they've been fucking this whole time, all while one isn't even a Christian and they might not even be married? I mean, how do you recover from that?
Who's saying this? No one's saying this.
Yeah, they are. People are saying this.
Oh, they're saying it.
God lawyers? I mean,
Yeah,
come on.
The diocese, the bishops. Yeah.
It sounds like they should call him Reverend Mongo, right? Instead of Reverend Durango. Am I right?
Yeah.
Reverend Rongo, yeah.
Yeah.
Mongo.
Reverend Rongo.
Reverend Rongo.
so.
Wrong
I
hole.
mean, he's
fool.
gonna have to move towns if they're that.
Oh,
this
He's
yeah.
gonna have to move religions to a
Well,
way less strict religion when it comes to the finer points.
Right. I was gonna
The
say
fine print.
Catholicism doesn't seem too strict except for the finer points.
Is the
Yeah.
church
Oh.
going to take this a step further and say people are going to need to get remarried that married in the church?
I hope so. I hope
when
so.
they're gonna have
that's
to
a
pay the
moneymaker. Yeah.
fees. Think about the fees.
Yeah.
It'd be funny. But anyway, in better news than
That collection
damnation.
bowl's getting passed every time. Too.
Yeah.
Yeah. In better news than damnation for thousands of people, a spokesman for the diocese says Father Arango actually he remains a priest in good standing and is still living and serving in the Diocese of Phoenix,
good.
but his voluntary resignation allows him to dedicate his full-time ministry to helping and healing the families who are affected by his error. So it sounds like he's busy just apologizing and begging for forgiveness.
No,
for the
he's
rest of
going.
his life.
He's doing door-to-door baptisms, Wes.
Well, I don't know if he's allowed to do baptisms anymore, Will.
Oh, right.
I don't think they want him anywhere near that water.
Yeah, he's
He's
out.
going to try.
You know, he has
He's
a
like a
similar
counselor.
name.
He's like a grief counselor now.
He has
Yeah.
a similar name to the guy that was like a spiritual counsel to Bill Clinton. Father, what is that? A thong though?
Father, what is that? Oh,
Father Cisco.
What is that?
I'm going to have to get baptized in that.
But this is how baptism.
What do you see there? Poking out of the top of her pants.
Get me in a tub with her now.
I need to be rebaptized.
again after that one.
Oh, do it twice.
That was a stretch. But come on.
Dunk me again.
Oh, we do believe.
Dunk me again. Here's what a baptism should look like, and here's the correct words for a baptism.
I baptize you in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
Oh, no. Oh, we just dropped the kid face first. Oh, my God.
Concrete sink.
Well,
It's fine.
the kid had one of those, man. They do that. Their entire body will jerk.
How's that
Yeah,
priest not fired? That's ridiculous.
Nah, he said the right words, Will.
you said the right words.
Wow.
Technically,
Really
dunked
did.
the kid.
Remember the priest who was smacking the kids when he was doing
Oh, that was insane.
that was the best.
Yeah.
He was just smacking the shit
The
out
woman
of those
snatched the
babies.
baby out of his hands.
Well,
Yeah.
I know it's not. Oh,
Christian soldiers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it's not
Armor
like
of God. Give it to the baby.
sensitive to people with like a multiple personality disorder where they hear multiple people talk to them, but I've been working on a little bit where like the most dangerous person on earth is someone with multiple personality disorder, and one of those personalities is God. Because if you like, if you're listening to like Craig, who's just an idiot, you can ignore Craig. You're like, shut up, Craig, I'm not going to kill everyone. But if it's God, that's tough to ignore.
That's when you become a killer.
That's tough. That's a dangerous person.
Someone one of
Someone
your
with multiple personalities, and one of the personalities is God. I'm working on it, but that's the most dangerous person.
There's a famous
Yeah,
study about
Yeah.
that, like where these two scientists put together people that had that same God complex, and they like studied how they reacted with one another, and it was extremely interesting. I forget where it was, but it
Were
was
they
some
like
famous
best
study.
friends or
No, completely
sworn
complete-
enemies? Like they just tried to kill each other immediately.
I think that they just tried to
coexist.
They just tried to convince each other.
A fake god's talking to him. You must.
It was
kill
called
him.
like It was called the Three Christs of something was the name of the study. I forget what it was. But there's actually 3 of them. Yeah, fucking nuts.
Everyone died in that study. All right, I'd say it's time we got the hell out of here, huh?
Get out of that room.
Let's get the hell out of here, right?
It's time for the TikTok International Moment.
Thank you, Darcel. Found another reason why Ukraine might not want Russia to invade them. Well, it's the same reason, really, not being Russian and under Putin's thumb, so you don't have to worry about getting tossed out of a window if you talk shit about him. Same reason, new example, I should say. And that is, the new example is a Russian teen, 16-year-old Nikita Yuvarov, has been sentenced to 5 years in a penal colony by a military court in Siberia for, quote, training for terrorist activities. Okay. So Putin has been going, precog on a number of citizens in his new program to get preemptive terrorists in penal colonies. And you want to know what tipped Putin off for 16-year-old Yuvarov? Yuvarov and a couple of his boys were planning on blowing up the FSB building seen here, which is the Federal Security Service building, which is Russia's current KGB. It went from KGB to something else now, the FSB. It's kind of like blowing up threatening to blow up the Pentagon. So get those kids off the fucking streets, right? And his buddies. Right?
But they must have really, gotten into it, right?
Steps. They were planning on blowing up a digital version of the FSB building in the video game Minecraft.
Did Putin find that out and not send him to the work camp? Or?
That was a big yawn there, Pat.
Were they planning on doing that, or were they planning on watching someone do that?
No, they were planning on creating an FSB building in Minecraft and then destroying it in Minecraft. So he got 5 years for allegedly organizing an attack on this digital building. His friends got nothing because they rolled on him and said it was all his idea to create the FSB building.
So you really
Minecraft.
can get sent to a fucking work camp for blowing up a digital version of the FSB?
Not even blowing it up, just talking about it on your phone. Texting about it.
What the fuck is wrong with Russia? That's insane.
Yikes.
Let's get out of the work camp.
I would be in some deep shit for the stuff I do in games like GTA if I lived in Russia. I don't need to beat those civilians to death with a bat for
that
$20.
Can't exist. Does it exist in Russia? Are you allowed to? Well, but you know what? That's in the U.S., so you're allowed to do whatever you want in the U.S. if you're Russian. Right?
There's Russian characters in GTA, for Christ's sake. The Siberian court hearing was held behind closed doors, which is shocking. And the court did allege, there is some more to it, that Yuvalov and his friends supported a Russian anarchist who was like a mathematician professor that hated Putin, and that they printed up a flyer of this guy and left it at the real FSB building. It was like a picture of this professor being like, I don't like Putin. And they left that flyer at the real FSB building. And allegedly they were like Googling, looking up how to create IEDs in real life.
Oh yeah, I'm sure all that happened.
Right. But it was the text messages from the seized phones and the Minecraft planning that landed him the 5 years, the 16-year-old.
Wow.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Russia is brutal, dude.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous.
Well, how about this? Try this on for size with this pre-terrorist plan or program that Putin has, because this is not the first high-profile controversial arrest of young pre-terrorists in Russia recently. In 2020, 7 members of the, quote, New Greatness Group were convicted and 3 sentenced to hard time. The New Greatness Group was an online chat group of nerds that were critical of Russia's government that turned into, quote, a movement at the suggestion of one group member who also suggested they change the name to New Greatness, and that group member also wrote the manifesto and organized the meetings, and that member was a secret FSB member.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yes. So an FSB member,
big time FBI QAnon vibes with
an FSB member
with that group. Yeah.
Infiltrated an online chat group of nerds and then framed them to become terrorists, and they all got arrested.
Yeah, you don't start a group in Russia with the first word being new anything.
Mm-hmm.
New anything is just
it's a threat.
It's a threat.
Well, we do the same thing here in the United States, unfortunately, with how we frame Muslim people. Like,
but also
they will go. Well, there's a number of cases where FBI agents or FBI informants have been put up by the bureau to go into a mosque, pretend to be a
they
convert
tried to
Islam.
organize, but they tried to organize a second J6 rally where only feds showed up, this year or last year.
It has some. I mean, we do some of this crap for sure, but Russia does it better than us and more aggressively than us.
Yeah, more
and they'll
open.
throw you in jail
More effectively, obviously.
Yeah, and they'll throw your ass in jail a lot longer. Anyways, so there you go. That's Russia, and now. While Russia doesn't give a shit or hasn't figured out on how to serve its citizens at all, let's head a little east to a place that has figured it out. Talking about Belgium. A Belgium governing coalition on this past Tuesday, I think, passed a package of economic reforms. The most important of which is that Belgian citizens will now be allowed to work 4-day work weeks with no loss in salary if they work a few extra hours the 4 days, so like 4 10-hour shifts. I don't know if they have 40 hours as their requirement for full-time, but whatever it is, if they just work the amount of hours that full-time is in the 4 days, they don't have to work the 5th day.
So worth it.
Yeah.
You're doing that 10 out of 10, right?
100%.
Oh yeah.
100%.
3-day weekends?
Yeah.
4 10s? Come on.
Come on.
Do it.
Come
4
on.
10's easy.
Eating that, chewing that. Companies will have to justify any denials to workers if they want to deny them that want to work 4 days. So like they're making it hard. Like the companies have to come up with a very specific reason why they're not letting their workers do it. Pretty awesome, but Belgium's not even the original geniuses here. Iceland started a 4-day work week trial back in 2015.
Wow.
And guess what percentage currently of their workforce, their labor force, is on this 4-day plan?
90.
Pretty close to that, 85%.
Nice.
But that doesn't include like restaurant workers, right? Because you got to have somewhere to party on that 5th day.
Well, restaurant
on
workers
their
make their own hours and shifts. Like,
regulations,
yeah.
yeah.
It's not like you have to work Monday through Thursday. You could work Thursday through Tuesday over the weekend. They're just saying, yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I don't think it includes gig work, Pat. But they do
a
have
lot of restaurant workers might work doubles, like if they're
Yeah.
career restaurant workers anyways, because they might just do like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, like, whatever, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday doubles. So
Yeah.
they might already kind of work this.
Yeah, I think they can, it's different for gig workers. So that was Iceland is 85%. In 2023, Scotland is rolling out a 4-day work week trial. And in Italy, they don't work a single day.
Well, they always have. You always get this. You get a siesta in Italy, right?
Come on, that joke would have
lunch.
worked. That joke would have worked as well for Mexicans, as those are the two most stereotypical lazy people countries. Not Mexicans in America. We know Mexicans in Mexico, of course. We all know how hard Mexicans in America work. A little too hard, if you ask me. They must feel bad from when they weren't working at all when they lived in Mexico.
Artist, really.
Yeah,
You listed 2 countries there, Mark, that take naps after lunch as part of their culture.
that's true. And don't blame me for the stereotype. I know it's not true. Blame Looney Tunes and Slowpoke Rodriguez. Okay.
Yeah. Slowpoke was a real dagger to the Mexican American people. Right? When
Yeah, where was
I didn't create Slowpoke
when
Rodriguez
Speedy Gonzalez would go visit Slowpoke Rodriguez
and his family.
It was really horrible.
Yeah.
Where was the lazy
He's like, slow down, Speedy.
I'm very sleepy.
Working too hard.
Yeah.
So, Mark, it's interesting that it's Iceland because I think they're the happiest country, right?
All of these countries are the happiest countries. The second they go to 4-day work weeks.
Pretty
Yeah.
sure. They usually win happiest country.
This is part of the same package of work reform that we talked about, where Belgian people or their employers can't text or call or email after 5 p.m. anymore to the employees. But this was the hidden gem in that package that we didn't know about, the 4-day work week. Only 71% of Belgians aged 20 to 60 are currently working. So they're actually probably lazier than both countries I mentioned. And the reason they're doing this is because they're trying to increase to at least 80% of able-bodied people working by 2030. So they're asking the 10% of their laziest citizens to go from 0 days to 4 days a week.
That's a big jump.
Yeah. I know.
Tall order.
Good luck.
I think I'll stick to the 0.
But it's good for the 71% that are workers.
Yeah, it's amazing. I hope they do that here.
Yeah, I mean,
You literally have an option there. You can
Wales
just
is
be
Wales is voting on it next year.
you
It's
just be like,
spreading.
nah, I don't want to do anything.
Does America need 3-day weekends? So I don't know.
Well, it's pretty. I mean, it's crazy. You could do that. The option of just like nothing.
I don't think it'll ever catch on in America.
No.
No. I can see 4-day work week, but definitely not the other thing where you could just like opt to not do anything and be taken care of. That's not. You probably have to like prove some stuff here.
Right. Nurses. That's the nurses schedule right there. 4 10s. There you go.
Yeah, All right. Is that it in the international moment?
Just
today?
the two.
All right. Well, let's
which
take
one?
it.
Which one was worse? Russia, right?
Oh, Russia.
Yeah.
Oh,
Russia was
yeah.
worse.
I mean, you're going to a work camp for a digital crime, not even a real crime. Fake. That's like playing drug wars on your TI-83.
Exactly. So do you get like rewarded if you build a Putin getting a blowjob statue in Minecraft?
Man,
no,
that's why I never understand why people get such harsh sentences for digital penetration. You know what I mean? It's online.
Who gets
mean
those
like,
sentences?
in the
What are you talking
metaverse?
about? Yeah.
No, oh man, come on, guys.
He means
You mean
digital
fingers?
with fingers.
Oh.
Yes.
Got it.
Oh, isn't that a horrible crime though?
Yeah.
Yes,
he's joking.
Will.
Yeah, he's joking.
Man,
He was
hilarious.
sitting on a heater.
All right, taking it away from the international shores, back to America, to the America corner, where the stories are so American they bleed red, white, and blue. First up, one of America's most trending personalities of all time, Kanye West. There's 3 in this American corner. He got booed at the Super Bowl for being a weirdo and also for saying this about Pete Davidson on Instagram right before the game in all caps. He said, "Look at this dickhead. I wonder if Instagram going to shut my page down for dissing Hillary Clinton's ex-boyfriend." And then another now deleted caption read, the reason I asked Cuddy to at least speak to Skete is because for years Cuddy always made it seem like it was me and him against everyone. But now,
man, Cuddy broke his heart, dude.
yeah, Cuddy did. But now Cuddy's off down to 2 because he broke Kanye's heart. You heard Kanye refers to Pete Davidson as Skete Davidson. But Kanye has apologized and deleted everything after he also published a text from Kim Kardashian on his phone that said, quote, "You are creating a dangerous and scary environment and someone will hurt Pete and this will all be your fault," unquote. And Kanye, I just put that out as a picture on IG. He thought it over after all that, all caps, and doxing his ex-wife or whatever, his current wife, maybe, I don't know, whatever their relationship status is. He thought it over, deleted, posted that he's sorry. But I'm pretty sure we'll hear from Kanye again.
That's an infuriating text to get from your ex, though, that she's concerned about her current guy and says his name. Like, you're going to get Pete hurt.
It's probably because everywhere she goes with Pete,
funny.
Kanye fans are threatening him.
Yeah. No, I know. It's a true concern.
Well, and Kanye himself was threatening him. Well, one of the tweets,
Punch him for me. He's got to stop saying that.
Pete's
exactly.
scared. I love Pete.
Yeah. Kanye keeps posting that he's going to put Pete in a headlock. Well, Skete Davidson. That's what he calls him. Okay. Next, the Durham Report.
Is that the end on Kanye? Can I just add one thing to that?
Sure.
He offered to double Michael Che's salary so he didn't have to look at Skete Davidson. So leave SNL. I'll double your salary.
It's a very generous offer of Kanye. Well, we'll see what Che says. Did he get back? Did Che
said fuck no? Yeah.
Che said fuck no.
Che's the head writer for SNL.
Oh, too bad.
He's making $82,000.
Too bad.
Is that what he's making? I think he's making more than that.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, Kanye still made some funny ass jokes before he deleted them all. Next, the Durham Report is back in the news. Last time we heard from this investigator who looks like a sea otter, John Durham. Here he is. He proved that the Steele dossier was totally fabricated and fake. You know, the P-tape document that came from England. And this time, a court filing from last Friday reveals that he's proving that the artist formerly known as @RealDonaldTrump was indeed probably spied on by the Hillary Clinton campaign, as he claimed in so many now deleted tweets by Twitter. Durham is going back to the well with this one because it's the same dirty lawyer on Clinton's team, Michael Sussman, this guy right here, very nervous looking man.
He looks like he's about to take a shit.
Oh, yeah. He's about because he's Durham's stool pigeon. He's literally the stool pigeon. That's why he's going to take a shit.
That's the look he gives a woman when he drops his pants and he's like, "This is what I'm working with."
There it is.
Is it okay?
Yeah, is
Any
it okay?
questions?
Is this all right?
Sorry, not sorry.
Is this slightly below average penis okay?
Just don't say anything. Just don't say anything.
I'm leaving.
Michael Sussman, that's him. He worked on Hillary's campaign, and he allegedly paid hackers to get into the Trump Tower servers during the 2016 campaign. And then again, the same hackers.
Watergate?
Yes, like Watergate. Once Trump was the president, he got on the White House servers, presumably to scour for information about Russian collusion and then funnel it to the media or the Mueller report if they could find any, which obviously, they kind of didn't because the Mueller report ended and nothing really happened. This guy, Rodney Giuffre, he was the tech CEO named in the court filing for a company called Neustar, Neustar, who allegedly did the hacking of Trump via access that Neustar had, probably from some kind of federal work that they
clearance,
do or something like that. Yeah. And Sussman, of course, has already been indicted for lying to the FBI about everything the Clinton campaign did regarding Russia already. So this is just the next link in the chain for old Sea Otter detective. John.
The mouth is shockingly like a sea.
Right?
It's the mouth.
It's also a reverse Miller report, except Michael Sussman now has the ostrich jacket on, basically. Obviously, Trump is very heated in releasing statements, and I'm not going to read them because they're long and angry. But
we can't find him on Twitter.
Yeah, I can
only read stuff from Twitter. Yeah.
All right. And finally, taking it to the nation's capital itself, Washington, D.C., for a story from a local woman named Megan Condry, 41, who said this about a long-lost McDonald's cheeseburger she found after 5 years after she had placed it in her closet and forgot about it. She said, "I was in the closet sorting my Christmas stuff, and I knocked the bag, and the burger rolled out. I'd forgotten about it. It was rock hard as a hockey puck. I could probably smash a window with it." And then taking it to the internet, at MattJakes7 says, "Who the hell would put that in their closet?"
Right. Right. That was my question.
Who would forget about it?
That was my question too. Was she hiding it from her husband or something? I got caught. He came home early. Oh, shit, he's gonna catch me eating McDonald's again.
She's not married, Mark.
She's putting up Christmas decorations alone with her McDonald's.
Yeah, going through the decorations in the middle of the year. But it is a great question, though. Great question. Who would put that burger in their closet? Turns out Megan was inspired to do it by a 20-year-old burger she had seen at a doctor's office that year back.
So this was planned.
So doctor, she did plan it. And then she maybe even thought, hey, I'll go viral in 5 years.
She planned it and forgot about it. And then it worked out perfectly for her original plan.
Exactly. So, one burger went stale in her car around that time in 2017 when she had seen, the doctor's burger that had lasted 20 years without any mold or whatever.
Too much sunlight.
So she moved it to the closet from her car, forgot about it. And then actually after this came out and she found it and, did all the press, she's putting it back in the closet again to see, how long this burger can last, taking it back to the internet one more time for that. At Kevin Squared says, American made quality built to last. And I agree.
Right.
I think that burger's going to last 30, 35 years in the right conditions.
Well, this should be a new promotion for us. If you take a screenshot this week of a burger and 5 years from now, eat that burger on video, we'll give you like a $500 gift card.
Free shirt for sure. At least
sweatshirt and $500 gift card to McDonald's.
Got to prove it's the same burger though.
Yeah, it has to be the same burger.
Yeah, and Mark, to close things out, taking it away from America, back to the country you mentioned, Iceland. It's funny enough, Iceland keeps their last McDonald's burger that they ever sold in the country in 2009 when they shut down all McDonald's. They keep it on display. Still no mold. Still fine.
As a reminder of why they shut them down.
Right, built to last, indeed. American ingenuity. And that's going to do it for Hard Factor today on this Wednesday. What the fuck Wednesday? Also, speaking of what the fuck Wednesday, a lot of those stories are listener submissions, and we do a lot of listener submissions and talk and messing around with the listeners and interacting with the audience on patreon.com/Hard Factor in the Discord server and in the bonus podcasts. Right now, we've got a Hive Hour. That's a weekly podcast that we do early in the week, and this latest one is a deep dive on Arnold Schwarzenegger. We go through his entire life, start to finish, early life, film life, political life, everything you thought you knew about Arnold that you didn't know, and we tell it to you. Right? It was a good episode, right, guys? You enjoyed it?
Oh, loved it.
Hell
I
yeah.
haven't listened to it, but I'm sure
Arnold.
it's fantastic.
What a I could talk Arnold for hours. We did.
Found some deep cuts,
Yeah.
from, like little Arnold clips back in the day.
And we figured out that I'm not going to spoil it, but there's a show maybe that is based on.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yes. After researching his life, a very popular show that you might be interested to know could potentially be based on him. Also, I did a little UAPs and trees over there. Did a little.
Nice.
The Dutch Hammer has some UFO experiences of his own in Illinois. So talked about those. Talked about
You got them
possibility of
firsthand.
aliens. And that's just what's come out in the last couple of days. We got
Hell
Florida
yeah.
Man Friday every week, every Friday. Obviously, the extended one, all the best Florida stories every week. So get in there, patreon.com/hard factor, bonus podcast, and Discord. And we got a spin for jobs tomorrow, right?
Yeah, let's do it.
Wes, can you
Spin
take
the
us
I got it
away?
ready, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, by the way, Three Christs of Ispalanti, if anyone wants to check it out.
That's the multiple
Yeah.
personality. Yeah.
Wow, that's
It's
that was
different
a
than Three
stressful
Christs
room.
of Ypsilanti, Michigan, right?
Yeah. It's the same one. Ypsilanti, however you say it.
Wow.
Yeah. Wait, so it's an American thing?
Yeah, it's Michigan. It's the
Okay.
the
Yeah.
Three-
I figured it was like foreign, and I was kidding.
Yeah.
But then that's
No.
great to know. It's
Three
fun,
Christs of
fun
Yps-
town.
Ypsilanti.
Ypsilanti.
It sounds like maybe not a fun town.
Yeah.
If there's
No, it sounds like a horrible place.
for the
huh?
hospital was.
Lots of guys with God complexes
Where,
just battling each other inside of a fucking hellhole,
Yeah,
like
and the-
mental
and-
asylum. That
And the guy
sounds
manipulates
terrible.
the guy manipulates the shit out of him by sending him like some fake letters and shit. It's fucked up.
What's the other Michigan? Not the
It's
good
me,
Michigan.
God.
The other Michigan.
what?
In Wisconsin.
No, you got Michigan Wolverines, and you got the Spartans.
Oh,
Pretty sure.
Michigan State. No.
Yeah,
I
state.
thought you meant the one that looks like Michigan. But
Hey man,
first.
Michigan State was pretty damn good this past year. Okay.
That's right. All right, jobs. Cup of coffee in the big time
Ready?
for Thursday's episode will be.
You talking Central Michigan?
That was who did Antonio Brown?
Coffee. I got it.
Mark.
Did he go to Central Michigan?
No, but
Central
Corey
Michigan.
Davidson. I don't know if Antonio Brown. Did. All right. TikTok International Moment is going to be
Wow.
Wesley. So Mark's got your coffee. Wes has got your international tomorrow. Beautiful. And that's going to do it for Hard Factor today. Again, patreon.com/hard factor if you want to support the show. But most importantly, get out there and have a great fucking day.